Oh, that's so fun. All right, guys, welcome to Gridiron Game Day Uncensored. I'm Clint Schweitzer. This is Noah Groniger. We are live at the Brass Rail in the Northland. This is one of our hot spots. So glad to be here. And we are broadcasting a little early because Mizzou playing in the morning at 11 a.m. Not a lot of drinking establishments, a lot of bar and grills open at early enough to really do the show. So here we are on a Friday night.
Friday night Brass Rail, no better place to be. We love the Brass Rail. We love sports. We're combining them. Nothing better than the Brass Rail and sports. And we've got it all this weekend, not just college football like last weekend. The NFL's on board, too.
The NFL's kicked off as of Thursday night. The Seattle Seahawks with a dominating victory over the Green Bay Packers. We're going to be talking NFL as well as setting the scene for this week's college football action. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. And everybody starting to file in here at the Brass Rail, trying to grab something to eat, grab a drink. Royals game's on here at one of the large big screens here. There's a projector screen above us right now as we see the Royals game on it, and it's I don't even know that
Shields is on the mound.
Well, I don't even know the dimensions. I don't even want to try. It's just
bigger than my 36-inch TV.
A little bit. But guys, it's so great to be here at the Brass Rail. When you come in this weekend, ask for an Orange Julius. It's not on the menu, but ask for an Orange Julius. You can thank me later.
Yeah, they'll know what you're talking about. Tell them Clinton Noah sent you, and they'll get you hooked up.
Oh, absolutely. Guys, let's start things off with some college football action. Of course, in the Missouri Tigers coming off a 38-18 victory over South Dakota State. We were there in Columbia. We did the Gridiron Game Day Uncensored last week at Shiloh before the game. We got to talk with Mizzou quarterback Matty Mock after the game.
And Mizzou corner Arian Penton after the game as well. We caught up with both of them. Great to hear.
And it was obvious from talking to him that there was a lot to work on. Missouri kind of was in cruise control for that game. Matty Mock goes 13-21 for 179 yards, but 3 touchdowns. He did his job. Not spectacular numbers, but Missouri got the job done. This Toledo game is going to be much more difficult.
That it is. The Jackrabbits stayed with Mizzou for a little bit, so it looked like they were going to give them a game, but then Mizzou did what they should have. They pulled away at the end. Matty Mock made some nice throws there. All 3 touchdowns at least over 30 yards.
Yeah.
So that was really good to see. Put them pinpoint. The receivers didn't have a lot of separation, but pinpoint passes by Matty Mock.
Yeah, and let's talk about this Toledo game. It's at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning on ESPN, so the spotlight's going to be on the Toledo Rockets as Missouri travels to Toledo to play in the Glass Bowl.
Hometown.
Matty Mock from Kenton, Ohio, out there. And so going to be interesting to see. Obviously, we talked to him last week. A lot of friends and family going to be obviously at the game cheering for the Tigers and Matty Mock. But this is a different ball game. Toledo, a very tough football team. They defeated New Hampshire 54-20 last week. Got to like their quarterback situation with former Alabama quarterback Philip Eli now on that roster manning the offense for the Toledo Rockets. And let's not forget about Kareem Hunt. Almost 1,000 yards a year ago. Missouri's going to have to do a good job of slowing him down. And this Toledo offensive line, very underrated, very veteran, has only given up 6 sacks in the last 13 games. That's less than a sack a game in the last year plus. This is going to be a very interesting test for the Missouri Tigers going into Toledo.
Yeah, you mentioned Hunt. He's a really good running back, but I think we're going to see a little more of the passing game with Eli. Hunt is no Zach Zenner, where the Jackrabbits, all they really had was Zach Zenner. They really relied on him. So we're going to see a little bit more of the passing game with Eli, and hopefully that means Arian Penton doesn't fall asleep early in the game, and that secondary stays into the game the whole game, and they're ready and awake to make plays.
Yeah, we talked to Missouri corner Arian Penton. We talked about some of the secondary struggles for Missouri last week, and Penton himself admitted to kind of falling asleep back there, and some South Dakota State receivers getting open, making some big plays. Winky had a big game for them.
Winky, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they're going to have to be more on point as they travel to Toledo. It's a road game. This crowd's going to be amped up. It only seats 27,000 there in the Glass Bowl. But the spotlight is on Toledo. This is a big game for Missouri and a big test. I'm interested. It's going to be interesting to see how Missouri's defensive line matches up with this veteran offensive line of the Toledo Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that stat, and the offensive line for the Toledo Rockets is very good, only giving up those 6 sacks in, the last 3 years. So.
And the last year, 6 sacks in the last 13 games, which is unbelievable. I don't think Missouri got a single quarterback sack last year when Toledo came to Columbia. Missouri won that game 38-23. Marcus Golden had a huge defensive touchdown in that game. I think it's going to be a similar type game. I think Missouri can be expected to win this game somewhere between 7 to 10 points would be, I think, a good outing for Missouri, because right now they're a 3.5-point favorite in Vegas. Is that easy money, or does Toledo have something ready to pull this upset, which would really derail Missouri's season?
I believe it's easy money. I think that Toledo's going to be able to stick around early on, but I think Mizzou's going to do what they did last week, and that's pull away in the third and fourth quarter in the second half, and they're going to get it done. Matty Mock's going to make some plays. You saw him move around in the pocket, pinpoint passes deep downfield. They got their feet wet against the Jackrabbits of South Dakota last week, and I think they're going to be more comfortable. The timing's going to be more crisp this week, so I definitely see Mizzou getting after them, and especially that defensive line. I know that Toledo's got that strong offensive line, but I don't know if they've seen a tandem like Shane Ray and Marcus Golden coming at them. I think they're going to be able to get that pressure, get the sacks, cause the turnovers, and just cause havoc for Toledo that they haven't been accustomed to.
Excellent points there. And, guys, thank you for joining us here on Gridiron Game Day Uncensored. Clint Schweitzer, Noah Groniger, and the website, of course, GreatAmericanSportsNetwork.com. All of our shows. The guys got some craziness going on here. People watching. It's unbelievable. Yeah. But definitely catch us on the website, Great American Sports Network, where all our shows are aired exclusively. Of course, we do Gridiron Game Day Uncensored. Also, our Friday Night Spotlight show, which we spotlight different Friday night high school football games here in the Kansas City area. And tonight we'll be heading to check out Winnetonka, Lee Summit West.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks we checked out Lee Summit and the quarterback, the Mizzou commit, Drew Locke. So tonight we're going to change it up a little bit, go into Winnetonka, Lee Summit West, check out Ryan Williams, Mizzou commit, and Marquise Doherty, who's got Mizzou in his top 5.
Yeah, we're going to see how that goes. GreatAmericanSportsNetwork.com, guys. We've got articles, inside info, podcast interviews. It's all there, all sports. Huge emphasis in covering SEC football, Mizzou, Chiefs, NFL. That's kind of our forte. We got it all over there. You want to hear Royals talk? We got Kenny Lyle's got your back over there, and really anything else.
And Mizzou players writing for us.
Absolutely.
Contributors. So we got a lot of big things on the horizon and in the works right now. So, we're going to have a set show. That's underway, so a lot of exciting things. Definitely head over there.
Well, guys, before we move on to the National Football League, I want to bring up some of the other big college games of the weekend, and we got one SEC game going on between two SEC teams. Vanderbilt hosting Ole Miss. Vanderbilt was a disaster in Week 1. They got blown out 37-7 by the Temple Owls, and Ole Miss with an impressive 35-13 win over Boise State. Ole Miss looks to be a much improved team in the SEC West. I think they go into Vandy and handle the Commodores. And let's not forget, I think the biggest game of the weekend, Oregon and Michigan State. Michigan State, an unheralded defense a year ago. Oregon always with that speed. Marcus Mariota, I like the Ducks in that game.
So do I. I mean, they've got too much speed. I like the Michigan State defense. Very strong defense, very scouts. They're going to shut down Oregon's run game. I don't think Mariota's going to be able to run. I don't think they're going to get much in the running game at all. But that passing game is definitely going to get in the works. Mariota's going to let it fly. That speed's going to get behind the South Michigan State defense. It's good, but that speed, you can't prepare for it. And if you don't have that speed to match up, you can have all the talent in the world, but that speed's just going to get behind you. And I think that's what Oregon's going to do, and they'll be able to prevail.
Noah, we got Michigan Notre Dame this weekend. Have you ever heard of less hype coming into a Michigan Notre Dame game? The last time these two teams will play for the foreseeable future, and there's just not a lot of hype about it. Notre Dame with a big win last week over Rice.
No Joe Montana, no Tom Brady, so there's not going to be much hype these days for Michigan and Notre Dame.
Well, absolutely. And Stanford and USC, big battle of ranked teams there. USC's got to go into Stanford, and I really like what Stanford's doing. Like the Cardinal in that game. College football.
For USC, for our fellow friends out there, Chris Claiborne, Sean Salisbury, USC alum, great players for them. So
yeah, great, former guests of the show. Yeah, that's great guys.
I like Stanford in that game, too. I think they're too strong, too well coached. I think they're definitely going to take it.
Well, guys, come on into the Brass Rail here. It's off 152 in North Brighton here, kind of in between Gladstone and Liberty. Come check out.
From the North Glen Theater. So.
Yeah, check out their great menu here. Got some great menu.
Bacon cheeseburger, definitely one of my favorites. Great nachos. I know you're a nacho fan. So.
Yes, I am. And they got great drinks coming in, guys. Like I said, I mentioned the Orange Julius. Had so many great nights here at the Brass Rail, so many memorable nights here at the Brass Rail, because I live only about 10 minutes from here, not even really that. So
it's not a crowded place. You're not walked on. You're not hovered over. I mean, it's just a nice, quaint place. Got pool tables, darts.
Tons of televisions. Come watch the game, man.
Definitely great sports bar to be at.
Already got a lot of people here watching the Royals game here on a Friday night. And certainly for college football, Missouri kicks off at 11. Games all
college on right now.
All through the day.
Ross is watching that. Former guest here, Ross, former Chief. So.
Come check out the NFL action on Sunday. Chiefs kick off at noon, and I want to transition into the NFL from that. Of course, the Seattle Seahawks, Noah, the big win on Thursday night over the Green Bay Packers. The Seahawks look every bit of the team we saw that won the Super Bowl last year, 43-8 over the Denver Broncos. Can we expect Seattle to be right in that mix again? Russell Wilson looks like a playmaking quarterback. A lot of people call him a game manager. I will refuse to use that term with him anymore. The defense looks like it isn't missing a beat. The Seattle Seahawks look like the team to beat in the NFL through week one. We haven't even played but one game.
Russell Wilson just looked efficient. Percy Harvin in the mix for an entire season. Last year he caught 7 passes. In this game he's caught 7 passes. So you're going to see what he's going to be able to do all season long. Just adds different dynamics, so much speed. You saw them doing faking it to Marshawn Lynch, handing it on a jet sweep to Percy Harvin, and it's just going to be really exciting to watch them. Marshawn Lynch had 110 yards rushing. The great Aaron Rodgers didn't even attempt to pass towards Richard Sherman's side. The other corner on the opposite side of Richard Sherman, Byron Maxwell, shut down that side. Aaron Rodgers tried to pick on him. It didn't work. He caught an interception. They shut down the Packers' running game. Eddie Lacy couldn't get anything going. And the Packers come out of the game not only with the loss, but Brian Bulaga has an MCL sprain. Their rookie tight end, Rodgers, he had got a stinger in his neck. And then Eddie Lacy got a concussion. So you're wondering when he's going to be able to come back. Even has had a special helmet for concussion. So it was a really tough night for the Green Bay.
My pick to win the NFC North, by the way.
I think they'll be back. They just ran into the best team in football. So, and it looks like they got even better from last year. However scary that is to think about. So.
Yeah, it really is. And, it's going to be interesting to see if Green Bay, and it's a 16-game season. It's a long season. Green Bay can rebound from this, no doubt about it. Seattle looks like they're in the driver's seat. I think both of us picked the 49ers to win that division. I might have to take a step back from that, especially with some of the 49ers question marks on defense coming into this first week. And we're going to see that tested against the Cowboys on Sunday. A lot of question marks for the 49ers right now. But, guys, if you're in Kansas City, you're wearing red. It's Red Friday. I took mine off before the show. Had it on at work earlier today.
I might wear mine today. I'm not. Just me and the Chiefs. We're not getting along.
Well,
now.
The Kansas City Chiefs will kick off at noon on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. Talk about question marks. Kansas City Chiefs with a kind of a thin roster. Can Coach Andy Reid get this team coached up? Alex Smith just signed the 4-year extension. No Dwayne Bowe, no Donald Stevenson. This game with the Titans becomes a coin flip, 50-50 game. Chiefs a slight favorite in Vegas. Can they get out of there with the win? Because if they don't, mark my words, the season's over. I know it's too early to maybe say something like that. Look at the schedule. The Chiefs lose this game, it's over. The season's over.
One of the easier games on their schedule, so they better win this game. They definitely have. The Titans have the inside knowledge on the Kansas City Chiefs as they have Dexter McCluster, Ryan Suckup, Rapati Patoa, Jackie Battle, and Bernard Pollard. They've all been with the Kansas City Chiefs. They all know this franchise. They all know how this franchise works. And how this franchise works is that we have average to awful quarterback play. And so they're going to relay that message to the Titans coaching staff. And the Titans will be ready in this game, but I think the Chiefs can't pull it out. Jamal Charles will be too much for them to stop. Alex Smith is going to find him often, and I think the Chiefs win this game 26-20.
Yeah, I've got it right around there, a 20-17 type game. Well, it'll be interesting to see if the Chiefs offense can get going in the passing game with no Dwayne Bowe. Truth of it is, I don't know if they can get going in the passing game with Dwayne Bowe. As we saw, Alex Smith obviously had a career year a year ago, 23 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Frankie Hammond gets to start this Sunday opposite Donnie Avery.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be kind of interesting to see how this offense gets going. Going to be relying heavily on Jamal Charles. The offensive line, guys, is a patchwork offensive line, but good offenses, good quarterbacks overcome that. We've seen Tom Brady do it. We've seen Peyton Manning do it the last couple of years. And
this offensive line, though, might be historically bad. You've got Mike McGlynn coming in playing left guard. Eric Fisher struggled at left tackle, our number 1 overall pick from 2012.
Yeah.
Rodney Hudson's pretty solid, but then you go over and you've got a rookie at right guard and Zach Fulton from Tennessee. And then Jeff Allen playing right tackle. He's been our stalwart at left guard. He's coming in. playing right tackle since Donald Stevenson's been suspended the first 4 games. So it could be tough for Jamal Charles finding room in the running game. We're going to have to get him out in space. I'm sure Alex Smith will find him in the flat because that's the first place he looks and probably the only place he's going to look for a while to find Jamal Charles in the flat because those receivers are awful and they will be covered. And he'll look for those tight ends as well. Travis Kelce's looking to have a big season, although Anthony Fasano gets a start early on for his blocking and just his experience. But Travis Kelce will definitely get worked in there, and we'll see what he has.
Chiefs fans, if you're wanting to make the playoffs, if you want to try to have a chance to win the AFC West, the eyes are going to have to be, on the Denver Broncos. As Triple H once put it when introducing a new DX member for the D-Generation X, he said, when you look to start something new, when you're starting the genesis of the Generation X, you look to your friends, you look to the clique, and the clique, the show, and the AFC West is the Denver Broncos. Despite Wes Welker being out, the Chiefs are looking up. As long as Peyton Manning's neck is fused, as long as he's upright and his heart's beating, that's the team to beat in this division. They play the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday night. Huge matchup right there to start the season for both teams.
Yeah, I know the Denver Broncos lost to the Indianapolis Colts last season, but Peyton Manning was running away from Robert Mathis most of that night. He won't have to do it come Sunday night because Robert Mathis has been suspended 4 games for that fertility drug. But
can't relate.
No, I definitely cannot relate to a fertility drug.
Cannot, literally.
But Robert Mathis, was it just a fertility drug? He had 19 sacks, led the NFL in sacks last season, so there's definitely something more to that. But he'll be gone for the first 4 weeks. And
so will Wes Welker, though, for the Broncos.
Yeah, but
ecstasy, don't take that. It's a mixture of all sorts of stuff now. It's not pure X. Mixtures of methamphetamines, gosh knows what else. Don't take ecstasy for the love of God, Wes Welker.
Definitely, especially if you're an NFL football player. That is definitely going to show up on the banned list, and you will find yourself sitting down for the first 4 games of the season.
I feel like they always use this excuse, someone might have put something in my drink. Well, no one's ever put something in my drink, for the love of God. I can't relate to that either. What's going on here?
People see Wes Welker, they see him put his drink down, they see him go off to make some bets on the races, on the horses, and they go over there
not buying it.
Something in his drink.
Well, was it you?
No, it
wasn't. Is this like a confession, like Harvey Updike and the Alabama and the Auburn Tumors corner trees?
No, I definitely did not do that. If I did it to anyone, it would be Alex Smith, hoping that a suspension would make the Chiefs want to trade him, get rid of him, move on, or something of nature.
Well, it seems not a lot of people are talking about, but the Oakland Raiders taking on the New York Jets, a very interesting matchup because the Oakland Raiders starting first rookie starter Derek Carr, and for the first time since the 1970s, the Raiders are starting a rookie quarterback. Very, very. I'm going to keep my eye on this because the Raiders, we know they had a pretty good draft, they had a pretty good offseason, but I still think they're the bottom of the totem pole in the AFC West. Maybe this win on Sunday could catapult them into this discussion for a possible playoff team, like our good friend George Atkinson seems to think they can be.
Yeah, and his son, George Atkinson III from Notre Dame, made the practice squad, so congratulations to him. But going back to this game, I like the Jets. If the Raiders could get this win, it would definitely move them into conversation as being a contender in this division. Denver's definitely got the number 1 spot, but number 2 is a little bit open. You'd think it would be the San Diego Chargers, but the Raiders could move into that discussion. But I like the Jets, Rex Ryan against rookie quarterbacks. I mean, that guy's a defensive guru. He's got a lot of toys on the defense. Sheldon Richardson, Tom Wilkerson, D. Milner, David Harris at the linebacker position, LaRon Landry at defensive back in the secondary. So he's got a lot of toys and a lot of formations and blitzes that he can throw at Derek Carr that Derek Carr's never seen. Derek Carr had problems with blitzes in college. Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to Rex Ryan.
Oh, wow. Very well put when it comes to that. And the San Diego Chargers, they're a team that's a wild card. They're always a wild card. Not necessarily a wild card playoff team, although they were a year ago. But Phillip Rivers is playing some of the best football of his career. What can we expect from this Chargers team is they look like a team that could very easily battle for second place in this division, maybe even first, depending on how things fall. Obviously, we like Denver, but San Diego could be a playoff team again in 2014.
Yeah, San Diego didn't make a lot of moves this offseason. They brought in Indianapolis Colts backup runner Donald Brown. They brought in Chiefs corner Brandon Flowers. They drafted a corner from TCU, Jason Barrett, who I really liked. I thought if the Chiefs went corner, I wanted him to be the corner that they selected. I really like what the Chargers have in their team, though, with Keenan Allen,
Yeah.
drafted a year ago out of Cal. I think full season of him being at full strength is definitely going to be a key for the San Diego Chargers. Phillip Rivers really connected with him a lot. And backup tight end Ladarius Green, they're trying to transition into taking over for Antonio Gates when that day comes, and it looks like it will be coming soon. For Antonio Gates to step away from the game. Ladarius Green's another basketball player, big, physical,
they like that.
agile tight end. So I really like Phillip Rivers. I believe in this game. I know he had a rough stretch there a few years ago, but seems to have found a new life under Mike McCoy, and I believe he's just going to keep growing and playing well, and he's definitely the second best quarterback in the AFC West.
Well, it's so great to welcome the National Football League back into our lives, and time to bust out those hoodies. Start sipping on that apple cider, going to the pumpkin patch, not on a Sunday, but starting this fall, our fall routines, which always include football. So excited to welcome the NFL back, get this Chiefs game going on Sunday. The season's upon us. Back to football, back on the Great American Sports Network, and we're here at the Brass Rail. We can't thank you guys enough for joining us here today on Gridiron Gameday Uncensored. It's such a great honor for us to be here at the Brass Rail. Guys, come on in this weekend. Grab something off the menu. Grab a drink. So many memories to be made here at the Brass Rail. Come in and watch a game. They've got, 30 TVs around the joint, a huge projector screen TV, and tons of, 62-inch. They're everywhere. It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's a great place to be. If you like sports, you want to catch your sports on TV here. It's a great sports bar to be at. We love sports. We love the Brass Rail. Great to combine the two. And a little fantasy advice, or if you're a Panthers fan out there, Cam Newton hasn't practiced all week. May miss
game time decision.
May miss his first start of the NFL season, so that could be tough for the Carolina Panthers.
Benched.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Just benched him. On my Yahoo Fantasy Football app.
So
he has been benched.
Alex Smith.
Yes, can't wait for 162 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Let's roll. Great American Sports Network, Gridiron Gameday Uncensored. Clint Schweitzer, Noah Groniger signing off. Thank you so much. Enjoy your football weekend. Good night, everyone.